Hello, everyone, and I'm Gary,
I'm John.
and this is
Two Bros Doing Shows.
your wrestling podcast for John Cena haters. Now, for the rest of this week, we've got a few great things to talk about. The first one being James Ellsworth and his title shot against, guess who? AJ Styles. Now, this match, what were your first thoughts on this match, John?
My first thoughts was, damn, that's an ugly short. But besides that, I thought that this match was hilarious. They were throwing around James Ellsworth like a hot potato.
Yeah, I know. He kept getting thrown in and out of the ring. I mean, AJ Styles throw him out. Then Dean Ambrose, who was at ringside but was not allowed to be the ref. See, Daniel Bryan told him he could be anything he wanted except for the ref. So he goes out there, rings the bell about, 16, 15 times, somewhere thereabouts.
I think it was more like 50.
Something. It's like I had a headache by the time he was done. However, getting back to the point, he did everything in his power to make sure that Ellsworth would win that match. Unfortunately, the way Ellsworth won was by disqualification because AJ Styles got himself disqualified.
Yes, Dean Ambrose, in probably a pretty brilliant move, agitated AJ Styles so much and pissed him off so bad that he kept hitting Ellsworth after the 5 count, which caused him to be DQ'd. Now, because of that, he has more wins over AJ Styles than John Cena.
Yeah, he does. Because John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. But seriously, I cannot believe that they even let this guy have a WWE title shot, because that is just way out of left field for WWE to do that for a jobber. But I think it was more or less to push the Dean Ambrose AJ Styles thing along. Obviously, the James Ellsworth looks like, a guy who needs his face sucked by a face hugger from Aliens or something, because he's got like 3 chins.
Well, honestly, I don't blame AJ Styles for getting disqualified, because that does look like a very punchable face. It looks very soft.
I mean, I know his thing is any man with 2 fists has a chance. It should be any man with 3 chins doesn't have a chance. So, yeah. It was an entertaining match. I enjoyed it. But it was not quite as entertaining as some of the other matches on SmackDown that night.
Especially the next one.
Well, not the next one.
Well, not the next one. Sorry. The first one, I should say.
Anyway, you had Kane and Randy Orton.
Not Kane and Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Yeah,
not Bray Wyatt.
It was
Luke Harper
and Randy Orton in the ring, and Bray Wyatt was outside of the ring with a casket. The whole deal here was that, Luke Harper's supposed to be facing, Randy Orton. The thing is, Bray Wyatt goes wherever the other Wyatts go, because he is definitely not going to let go of his family, regardless of what show they're on.
Yeah, he is a better friend than Kevin Owens is to Chris Jericho.
And that's friend. Drink it in, man. But I got to tell you, what ended up happening was that when they were trying to force Randy Orton into the coffin several times, the coffin shut. And then when Bray Wyatt opened it again.
Now, keep in mind, the match ended in a DQ because Bray Wyatt had interfered when Luke Harper was about to get DDT'd from the middle rope.
It was
Oh, yeah,
classic Orton DDT. You know how they drag his legs and then and then he DDTs him. That was about to happen. So
Bray Wyatt comes in. He attacks Randy Orton. They drag Randy Orton to the casket. Bray goes to the outside, opens the casket, and who's there?
peekaboo,
It's Kane.
Kane,
The devil's favorite demon.
Yeah. Well, apparently that demon don't believe that his world got ate yet, because they were about to beat the crap out of both of those fools, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. And then the lights go out with the really awkward looking goat mask coming up. And then they both just hightail it out of there. So that match, I'll be honest with you, that whole thing seems like a setup. And it seems like they're looking for something for Kane to do, because they don't really have anything for him to do.
But they're implementing him quite nicely, really.
Yeah, and
I mean, granted, the whole casket thing was a bit overkill, because
well,
they're,
how were
they're,
they?
they're making him a lot more like Undertaker instead of him being the, creepy backwoods kind of character like that he used to be.
You want to talk about guys who look like Undertaker? Freaking Bray Wyatt with his black studded leather. Who the hell do you think you are? That's an Undertaker thing, bro. Stop trying to bite off of the style and just go with the Eater of Worlds thing, where you walk backwards on your hands and legs and freak people out with your amazing feats that fat people usually can't do. And why are you wearing dreads, man? It just, none of it makes sense to me. But they're trying to make him weird and creepy, and they might be going a little too far with it.
Yeah, but to be fair, Undertaker is essentially retired right now, so they need someone sort of to pick up that slack.
Well, if you're looking for a guy to pick up slack, you're looking at the wrong guy, because he kind of fat. He got beer belly. I wonder when the last time he saw the floor was.
He must have a really easy time finding things under, closets and, under couches and such, because of all the backwards walking he does.
Yeah, it was a little spider walk.
Oh, that's a nickel.
Yeah, right. Anyway, the next thing was the 6-man tag match, where you have the Spirit Squad. Spirit. I could care less what you do to me. Yes, because the Spirit Squad, they're back. They're a thing now.
Why are they a thing now? They were gone for so long. We don't need the Spirit Squad back. But I gotta say, in this aspect, with them being teamed with the Miz for Dolph Ziggler's thing.
Yeah, with them. Sorry, go ahead.
It makes for an enjoyable watch, because you're seeing someone that used to be part of that team and used to be the friggin' male cheerleader with Dolph Ziggler, and now you can sort of see like past against present.
Yeah, and to be honest, why the hell does Miz need male cheerleaders? That's just weird. You know what I mean? He already has his wife to mace people whenever he feels like they need to be maced and cheat in matches. So why you need male cheerleaders, man? You look like a schmuck. That's just my opinion. But you had a guy that doesn't like male cheerleaders and Rhino, and then a guy that just goes out there and does it for his kids.
Yeah.
Because he's got kids.
Rhino strikes me as the kind of guy that back in high school, he probably went out of his way to tackle the male cheerleaders after he got out of bounds.
Yeah, he probably took down a whole pyramid, bro. Gore!
Yeah.
I mean, this match, there wasn't too much to it. Granted, the Spirit Squad pinned Heath Slater for the win. It was a bit disappointing that that's the way it went down. But again, this is going to be a rubber match thing until Survivor Series. Guarantee that one. So we're going to see a lot more of that on SmackDown. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said, it's fun seeing these guys wrestle again. Honestly, the Spirit Squad, those two guys are in pretty good shape. I mean, clearly they've still been wrestling for that time.
Well, Miz had mentioned something that they had been in Ring of Honor,
No,
Ring of Honor, OVW, which is Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Well, no, the other members of the Spirit Squad got quote unquote lost in transit at OVW, so which probably means they're still there. But these guys clearly they were available. They are still good at what they do. They're able, even with two people, still able to do that sort of like spirit slam thing, which is it's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, still it is a lot of fun to see that. So, great match, even though it had limited. It was limited because there wasn't a lot of time put into it, unfortunately. It was basically spot, and then it's over. Now, you have the NXT Women's Division, which just heated up with Liv Morgan getting beat up by Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Now, there are a few different terms that we looked up that could definitely describe the mauling that Liv Morgan got during her segment on NXT, which was pretty brutal. It was like with Liv Morgan, she got beat up, and the other two went off like a frog in a sock.
And she was like a shag on. Liv Morgan was like a shag on a rock. She was all by her lonesome.
Oh, come on. You gotta do better than that, man. It was like they were bad as a meat axe when they beat her up. I mean, when they stuck her in the entrance ramp, it was like, now that's a knife. I mean, it was crazy.
The hit was so hard, her head was like a blooming onion.
It was like a blooming onion. It was like a dango ate their baby. But seriously, besides saying that, she was like shrimp on the bobby, the fact of the matter is that these people definitely got beat her up to make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all about making that statement about the women's division, because these two women have been trying to make that statement for a few weeks now, and obviously WWE didn't quite know what to do with that women's division, but that women's division, I think, now has some serious competition, because you have those three women, you have Ember Moon, and now you have Asuka as well. Again, a great new cast of characters for a division that sorely needed it. So
they still need it. They're still down quite a few wrestlers.
True, But at least they have talent that they can work with and a storyline that they can work with now, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a good thing. Then you have Kurt Hawkins. And say it with me. Apollo
No,
lose. Yeah. Kurt Hawkins goes out there, and they claim that this was going to be his quote-unquote first match. Yeah, I'll believe that one when I see it at this point.
Well, in another case of I could write this shit, Apollo Crews smacks the taste right out of Kurt Hawkins' mouth, and he ends up saying, "You just cost these people an opportunity to see me in action," and walks away like a chicken. And so he's Kurt Chicken now instead of Hawkin.
Kentucky Fried Kurt Chicken. But seriously, Kurt Hawkins with that baton really belongs on the Spirit Squad. I mean, if you're going to carry around a baton, you better know how to use it. So, because that dude is going to get beat the crap out of. Like, that's the kind of guy I could totally see beating the I got thrown out of the ring and have the worst time in Royal Rumble history. Like, he'll probably tie Santino Marella, okay? Like, at the Rumble, I guarantee they'll put him in.
He'll be out like a second.
Yeah, if not less. So
this is clearly the kind of guy that is he's put there for purely just for entertainment value. He's not the first time he actually wrestles, he's gonna get squashed because that's what people like that have happened to them.
He will get squashed like the elephant squashed the ants in Africa. Seriously, though, on that note, we do want to say that the Tuesday after Hell in the Cell, we will be doing a Halloween special right here on this podcast where the two of us will be dressed as the Ultimate Warrior and Sting, and we're just going to play it up in character.
Well, let's not give too much away. Let's not give too much away.
And I'll just leave it at that. Because you have to face the facts. But seriously, getting back to facing the facts, boy, Carmella and Nikki Bella, you want to talk about facing the facts. That chick went out there and pulled a CM Punk on the wifey of John Cena. Oh, poor baby, just got shown up by Carmella, the queen of Staten Island. So, John, why don't you start with this one?
Well, first off, she went out there, was talking crap about Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella comes out, and she just starts dropping pipe bomb. She dropped one hell of a pipe bomb. She was talking about how Nikki Bella, the only reason why she's doing as well as she is because she's married. First of all, because she's married to John Cena. Second of all, she used her looks to get her foot in the door.
Now, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the reason she brought that up was because she came in at a time where WWE was really only looking for models, not wrestling talent for their women's division.
Which is why they were calling them the Divas division and had that butterfly belt.
Boo.
Instead of,
a women's division?
Yeah.
Go ahead, though, John.
So, well, no, you go ahead and take it.
So, there was a segment where she herself, edited this whole thing where it showed her in both Total Divas and Total Bellas with, just saying, John, oh, I love you, John. Oh, Oh my God, it's a possum, John. Get the possum. Oh my God, it's dogs barking in the background. Get the dogs. Ah!
I
You
didn't
know,
know Nikki Bella had a British accent.
I wasn't trying to be British, but apparently I guess that would be drunk British. But the honest truth is that Carmella looks so good on the mic
Yeah,
right
they
now.
actually gave her the last word, which when it comes to heels, they usually don't do that.
Well, I don't think Carmella is necessarily a heel. I think she's there to prove that she is the queen of Staten Island and that she is one of the better women in that division. I don't think she cares about the way she looks to other people. I think she is there to kick some ass. So, you know what? More power to her for showing up Nikki Bella and everything and every stupid thing that she says. And she also made fun of her whole shirt thing. What is it that it says on her shirt, John?
Oh, I don't
What was it?
remember.
Courageous or something like that?
Fearless.
Fearless. That's what it was. And she's like, oh, what'd you do? Get that from your boyfriend? I mean, that was one of the lines where I'm like, uh-oh, something going down with these two. So it's like, how are those two even going to be able to work together at Survivor Series with that kind of crap going on? I don't see it happening. So it is going to be very, very interesting. Like, I kind of see a Randy Orton scenario where she just beats the crap out of Nikki Bella and then walks away from the rest of the women.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because, Fabalous, yes. And because everything she did in that promo was fabulous. I am not even going to take that away from her. She made Nikki Bella look like a 2-bit, 2-bit wrestler. I'd say some other things, but I would rather not. But, oh my goodness. I am liking Carmella more and more. Work on your in-ring skills, because you got it down on the mic, girl. So, next thing I'd like to talk about is the crazy cat lady at this point, also known as Natalya. So, Natalya, towards the beginning of SmackDown, is showing
She goes to Daniel
Yo,
Bryan, and she says, "I want to head the SmackDown team in the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match for the women." And
Daniel Bryan asked, well, why?
And she talked about her skills, and all of a sudden,
It was a pretty quick resume, so there's not much to say
so
about it.
basically, after that, she started showing him pictures of her cat, and I'm just waiting for her to one day come out and start throwing, piles of kittens at people.
Yeah, they went through 2 segments where she was sitting there continuously showing him pictures of her cat, or cats, plural. And it just seemed like, A, that's a waste of a segment, and B, it just seemed like, wow, this chick's crazy. She belongs with freaking Dean Ambrose. And yet, who's to walk up to Daniel Bryan but Dean Ambrose while she's showing? The look on Daniel Bryan's face when Dean Ambrose walked up was like, oh, thank goodness.
Well, at first, because Dean Ambrose came up there, he's like, "I'm ready. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be the unbiased zebra." By the way, great name for a children's book. Just saying.
Hashtag unbiased zebra, because that is one of the greatest things I've ever heard come out of Daniel Bryan's mouth.
Dean Ambrose.
Or Dean Ambrose's mouth. Oh my goodness. Smack me because you need to beat up John Cena. Now, Dean Ambrose, as far as I am concerned, is one of is just he says so many things on the mic that are just great. Like unbiased zebra, we could use some more of those in the NFL too. But the fact is, well, first of all, face the facts, because he was not a ref, but he was sitting there next to the bell station, rang the bell, like 16 times?
Yeah, I believe that he decided to be the sort of ringside person.
And it was crazy, because first, it was,
Okay, wait. First, like every 15 minutes, he would not even 15. It was like every 5 minutes, he would interrupt the match for some odd ass reason. Like first off, it was to talk about the shorts.
Yes,
the James
Ellsworth shirts.
The any man with two hands has a fighting chance.
Yeah, and it's a face of James Ellsworth on a shirt. Like, who the hell wants a shirt with his face on it?
It's like, yeah, he has that expression. It's hilarious. And
then the next thing he said is, "Would the owner of a blue Toyota Corolla please go to the garage? Your lights are on."
And AJ Styles is just getting pissed at this point, because every single time he interrupts the match, it's like James Ellsworth would sucker punch him, something fierce.
Yeah, and then the next thing he said was something about the program and who it was by. I don't quite remember.
Well, wait. Okay, so I believe it was... I can't remember either.
But it was continuous interruptions.
One after the other. And then he throws James Ellsworth out of the ring. Dean Ambrose comes, throws him back in the ring. They have...
It was just, like, as we said earlier, hot potato, back and forth. And it was just an amazing segment. It really was. Now, at the end of NXT, you had this guy coming out calling himself the Velveteen Dream. Guy looks like RuPaul the way he was dressed up. Nakamura just knocks him out. Kinshasa style,
Would you say he broke him off a piece of that Kit Kat bar?
Oh, yeah, he broke off more than just a piece of the Kit Kat bar. He smashed the whole friggin' thing and made his jaw probably look like a smashed Reese's peanut butter cup that some dude was sitting on. Tell you that right now. But the fact of here's the facts. The honest truth here. Samoa Joe did try to sneak up behind him, and then he turned around and saw Samoa Joe trying to do it, and then Samoa Joe just backed off.
Because Samoa Joe don't play that game.
No, he just only attacks when he feels it necessary. So, honestly, they're going to build this up till November 5th, which is when they're doing NXT Canada. I mean, this is another match is guaranteed. The other match that we know is guaranteed is Ty Dillinger versus Bobby Roode, which that match should be glorious. I'm not sure who's going to win. I mean, that match would be a perfect 10 if Ty Dillinger wins. Because Ty Dillinger just jumped in when Bobby Roode, after he won, and he just comes from out of nowhere.
Beats the holy hell out of him.
Yeah, and every time he landed a punch or a kick or threw him out of the ring,
10,
everybody was like, 10. And just was like, it was incredible. The energy in the ring was palpable to eating 50 warheads. Ah! So, yeah, it was pretty bad. How badly he got beat up. It was nasty. It was so awesome. Now, the other thing that we finally found out was that in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Austin Aries had his match, and so his teammate was finally revealed. It was a guy named Roderick Strong. Now, he has several accolades to him. I mean, he's been through several companies.
Even
TNA, Ring of Honor, and he's
and several independent promotions as well.
Promotions, yeah. And he's faced people like Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, CM Punk, the club members of the club, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura. I would be sitting here for another half an hour if I named all the accolades this dude had. Because he, honestly, I didn't know who it was until I actually looked up what he had done. And to tell you the truth, if WWE did land this guy for good, then good. That's another singles talent that you can use, because you need singles talent right now. I don't think he's going to stick with Austin Aries. I have a feeling once the tournament's over or they get booted, they're going to have a falling out. And then they're going to beat the crap out of each other because Austin Aries is a self-righteous jerk. So, yeah. That is definitely going to be the way that goes. But for now, I'd say that Team Aries is in a good spot. Just as long as they don't end up facing your friend TJ Perkins and my homeboy freaking Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
Because if they run into those two fools, they in trouble. But yeah, this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, it's looking like a lot of fun. Because you've got a lot of guys that have come from the independent circuit to wrestle there. You've got a lot of guys that have come from the worldwide circuit to wrestle there. And you've got a lot of guys that are within WWE and NXT that are wrestling there. So I don't even know what to expect or who to win. Because last year's was a little bit more obvious because Samoa Joe and Finn Balor were a team. So, yeah, duh. You have the champion on one team and a big Goliath like Samoa Joe on the other. Obvious who's going to win, especially when they start doling out title shots. But this year, no clue. None. Because so many different possibilities. I mean, No Way Jose and
Rick Swan
won this week, and they're like, we're not going to get beat by the Authors of Pain. Bullshit. But, good luck to them in that next round, because they're going to need it. Because they're going to get sat on for the 1, 2, 3 when 400 pounds of guy meets 600 pounds of guy. That's like having an extra guy. It's like a 3-on-2. It might as well be. Because I just don't see those two winning. Granted, this week they had a great match. They would be an awesome tag team.
I think they should stay together.
Me too. They need more tag teams in the WWE at this
point. And not
point.
to mention, it's very rare. It's very rare that when you have when you super glue a tag team together, that their gimmicks actually match.
And they do. And No Way Jose is about dancing, and Rick Swan is about dancing. It's a different style of dancing.
But still, regardless of that, it comes together quite nicely. It's entertaining. You can tell they're having fun with it.
Oh, yeah, it was entertaining, especially when No Way Jose just pumped a guy up in midair and socked him right in the face.
Yeah.
Man, I'd hate to be the guy sucking something through a straw after that. Oof. Yeah, but those two definitely, even though Rick Swan's 205 and I think No Way Jose is about 240, I mean, No Way Jose, he's the power guy on that team. Because you can tell just by the size of his body versus Rick Swan, who's very small and kind of dainty.
Kind of dainty.
He can fly through the air, which is something that No Way Jose can't do. But No Way Jose has got more on him in the power game.
Yeah.
So those two guys, I wish the best for them in the tournament. I hope I'm with you. I think they should stay a tag team, go up, win the tag team titles for whatever show they get drafted to, in whatever draft or whatever, however it works now. But I'll be honest. I think those two are a good fit for each other.
I think they might have a future together.
Definitely.
Now we just need to get NXT into Survivor Series.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? A 5-on-5-on-5? That's like no. Just make it a 15-man battle royal and have everybody chuck everybody over the top, and whoever's left in the ring wins. So that's oh my goodness. That would be the ultimate Survivor Series, but that would take what, an hour to finish?
Hey, whatever. That's what I say, but, it'll never happen.
Hey, well, cook me up some shrimp on the bobby, because I would watch that if that ever actually did happen. So, my friend, since we haven't been doing this, why don't we plug our accounts so that our glorious friends on the internet can tell us what they think of our show?
Okay, so if you want to get a hold of us, there are 3 easy ways to do that. The first one is our Facebook page, Two Bros Doing Shows. The second one is our Twitter account, also Two Bros Doing Shows, except at Two Bros Doing Shows with the number 2, not the letter, not the word. And then you can email us at twobrosdoingshows, all one word, all spelled out, at yahoo.com.
Because you have to face the facts. Twitter is kind of difficult to use.
Well,
but everyone
not really,
tweets.
but it is full of trolls.
Full of trolls. Angry trolls. Trolls that rock you like the Warcraft movie didn't. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that it's time for us to end our show. So you must face the facts.
I'm John.
And I'm Gary.
Top guys.
Out. That went much better.
I don't know.
I would say so. There was less stumbling.
Well, from you, but I didn't get all of my lines in.
Well, I didn't stumble so much, and I did give you a lot of chance to talk, and it's shorter,